For the exact operation of the device, the LCD screen should be lightly touched and the numbers in the section should be pressed accurately. By touching this part, you can put the patient's basic data, and the data is stored in the device for 3 months. The length of the catheter and tube can be set here. The tube length is the total length of the E-tube or T-tube intubated into the patient. If the patient uses T-tube, the T-tube gender can be provided by the manufacturer. In order to use the T-tube gender, firstly touch the connection button, and the length of the tube will be extended by 25 cm more. However, the added length is not displayed at the total tube length on the main screen. The catheter length is the length that the LM3 aspiration catheter extends from the tip of the tube. Tube type is automatically changed according to the current length settings. When the tube type is tapped, the screen is locked. A lock symbol appears next to operating time, and only the start or stop button is available for activation. You can choose how many seconds it works per one suction. This is a suction cycle time setting. If it is set to 60, the device will periodically pull out the sputum every 60 minutes under set conditions. The time remaining until the next suction will display on operating time. Also, when the operating time is tapped, the screen is changed to standby mode and the suction cycle time is stopped. You can start or stop the suction immediately as soon as tapping the button. Oxygen saturation and heart rate will be displayed by connecting the SpO2 sensor on the back of the device to the patient's finger. When A mode is enabled, suction will start automatically when the conditions of oxygen saturation and heart rate set by the user are met. By tapping the BPM or SpO2 button on the LCD screen, you can set the conditions under which the suction will start. For instance, when both SpO2 drops below 90% and BPM rises above 120, the suction will start automatically. When tapping anywhere in the cuff settings black box, a setting screen is displayed. You can set the on or off duration time and the cuff pressure. The device must be disinfected before operating on a new patient, or when the elapsed time text turns red, 72 hours after the last disinfection. In order to disinfect properly, you have to follow the instructions carefully after touching the button. Choose the number of times the suction repeats per cycle according to the patient's conditions. If it is set to twice, assuming that other functions are deactivated, one suction cycle will be first suction to 25 seconds, break to second suction to catheter cleaning to finish. Suction pressure can be changed depending on the patient's condition, such as the volume and the concentration of sputum, and the patient's age. This function is to continuously suction oral and subglottic secretions. The default setting is 1 minute, and 20, 40, 60 or 80 minutes is optional as a continuous secretion suction. This is always done at the end of the suction sequence. When the secretion continuous suction is activated, the suction cycle time is combined with the 20, 40, 60 or 80 minutes, so be mindful of both when setting cycle time. If it is intended to be performed at regular suction every 30 minutes and continuous secretion suction, it should be set to 10 for time setting and 20 for secretion suction. Also, the secretion suction can manually work for about 25 seconds. When catheter replacement, disinfection or turning off the device, tap the catheter separation button to remove residue from the inside of the catheter and the device. In the case of replacing only the LM3, you can use this function and follow the instructions carefully. Before turning off the device, tap Exit button to remove the residue inside of the catheters and the devices. If the drainage container is full or the saline is insufficient, the corresponding bottle blinks and alarm rings. The alarm stops for 5 minutes if you tap the bottle displays. By tapping the Set Up button, you can change the device volume and languages into Korean or Chinese. By tapping the Self-Test button, you can check for abnormalities in the pumps and valves. The number above, count, indicates the total number of suctions throughout the day starting from midnight. If you tap count, a calendar is displayed showing the number of suctions and the volume for each day of the month. For more information, please see our user manual or watch other videos on our YouTube homepage. Thank you for watching.